expected behavior is something you can expect. It is a routine thing. It is a routine matter, and I kind of like it. It's one of the constants with all the stuff that's going on. Silver lining, you can tell when something's going on just by noticing patterns. And we're going to be noticing some patterns today, Harry. First and foremost, the Arabs, a wonderful people, a glorious group of friends. Who...
Are you going to start bringing up that meme I sent you of like all of Asia as various soy jacks?
No, but I did realize I forgot my little box. Right.
Oh no, where would we be without the little box?
Jack, the mic's breaking.
Already.
Anyway, the Arabs, I love them. They're funny guys. But what happened here in this story is that a male humanoid robot was unveiled in Saudi Arabia, and it immediately inappropriately touched a female reporter because, well, that's rather...
Even the robots over there.
Now, that might be a bit expected. You could say that's expected behavior, but what is more expected behavior is the Cliff Notes version of this, is not only that this happened, but then the response from the team is that Mohammed is a fully autonomous robot and did not deviate from his expected behavior, the makers say.
Just as we planned.
Yeah, a bunch of Saudi Arabians.
Sexual assault bot is ready to go.
But I love it. They actually call him Mohammed as well. I mean, it's just perfect. And yeah, he's engaged in expected behavior.
So this is literally what they programmed him to do.
You want to read the notes? Because it's pretty funny. So the Saudi's robotic company were unveiling their new male humanoid robot, and it didn't go as planned after it inappropriately touched a female reporter. Saudi robotics company QSS debuted Mohammed the humanoid robot at Deep Fest in Riyadh last week. The robot, dressed in traditional Saudi attire, spoke Arabic and English. In a Deep Fest post on X, Mohammed was described as the first Saudi robot in the form of a man. So presumably they'd done a woman and, covered it all up.
Yeah.
And they say that the national project will highlight Saudi Arabia's AI achievements.
This is our greatest achievement yet.
Because the thing is,
immediately starts groping women. Yes.
Everyone else has robots at this point, right? Like the Japs have had proper robots for a while. The Americans have got their little kill robots.
Yeah, the Japanese robots, they may be able to do front flips and back flips and walk upstairs, but can they assault women?
Can they molest women on the train? I'm just saying.
Oh no.
It's not very Are
they planning on sending like a boatload of these to Europe?
I don't know. We'll find out where they're going to fund it. But the situation was they said this is their first ever male one. The Saudi specific achievement is this particular robot, which immediately groped a lady. During the presentation, a reporter for Al Arabiya, a woman, stood in front of Mohammed while she spoke to the audience. In a viral video, the incident showed that the robot appeared to be extending its hand towards her backside. And that's the assault. Now, I thought at first, this must be kind of silly. Like maybe, I don't know, maybe she rubbed up against it or something like that. And then I clicked on the link and I saw the video. So I suppose we'll make this bigger. But as you can see, she's already not happy. Like that's a face.
What the hell?
Yeah. Let's have a look at this. I'll turn off the sound because it's just a festival room. So there we are. There's Mohammed. Let's look at his hand. But I love the smile. I love the smile on the robot after doing it. Just like,
right. The best explanation I can have for this is that he's like, there's been fake robots all the way back to the 1950s. That it might just be a case where he's not actually AI. They've just programmed him to do a few preset moves. Not that that they would preset it to, try and grope women, but that he's just generally doing a stance where it's like, aha, I'm alive, and moving his hands around, and it just happened that way. Well, yeah. But that's the best explanation I can have. If this is AI and this is what they've programmed it to do, then, that whole part of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, as you can see, that blew up. But the whole point here being that I thought you were going to take that in a whole different direction. I thought you were going to say that was a Saudi man in a suit.
I mean, maybe.
But the whole point being that this happened, and the response of the company is the funny part, where they just respond with no irony or anything. They just say, well, it was fully autonomous, independent, without human control, so don't worry, a human wasn't groping you, it was the robot. It performed this in front of all attendees, and we did warn beforehand that people should maintain a safe distance from the robots.
Well, please maintain a safe distance from RapeBot. You never know what might happen.
Yeah. What? They said that there were no deviations from the expected behavior of Mohammed, and we will remind everyone to keep a safe distance.
I mean, that just speaks for itself, doesn't it? I mean, come on.
I mean, national stereotypes being what they are, that is brilliant. That is just a brilliant story, if nothing else. So there's that. But then this reminded me of a whole other problem, which I'm sure you're well aware of. They could be here, he thought, as the cool wind goes upon his face. I hate them.
All right, okay.
Raw egg nationalist. He's a funny guy.
Oh yeah, my half the time when I log onto Twitter, my entire timeline is just him spamming this same meme.
Yeah,
over and over and over again.
So for people who don't know, the media has a real tough time mentioning the suspects when it's a certain race. When they're white, it's not a problem. Don't worry about it. But when it's a certain race, they kind of hate it. So as you can see, I mean, these are endless like New York Post articles. 3 out of 4 Louisiana teens who carjacked and dragged 73-year-old grandmother to her death avoid life in prison. There we are. So Louisiana teens. Don't worry about it. So, of course, the meme is that he just posts this image of Jimmy Dore. They're like, Louisiana teens could be here. I hate Louisiana teens. And it goes on and on. You can look up could be here with his name and you'll find it. Another one here. Agents with Biden's granddaughter Naomi opened fire after 3 suspects tried to break into an unmarked Secret Service vehicle.
Suspects could be it. That's
suspects.
I mean, that's the joke, isn't it? They've always got to come up with some kind of euphemism for it.
Hi folks, sorry to interrupt the video, but I wanted to let you know that we've introduced a feature on the website that allows you to purchase individual videos. So if you go over to lotus.com and see a piece of premium content that you really want to watch, you can pay for it, and it is yours forever.
We've got deranged strangers in this one. Teen tourists stabbed by deranged strangers. Yep, that's a way. Men, that's a pretty common one. Yeah, 2 men. Don't worry about it. At least talented students.
At least with some of these, they do actually post pictures of the suspects and then also include the mug shots as those photos. Because it's better than sometimes when they'll say, like, 2 gifted architects committed such and such, and it's a picture of them at university or high school or even as a toddler, because that's the last time they took a nice photo.
Or a stock image of a man in a high-vis with some plans.
yeah,
that as well. But it goes on. I love this one. The wannabe influencers. It's like the wannabe influencers tortured and killed animals on live streams.
Jeez.
Unhinged hospital greeters. Really? I mean, this is getting a bit... hospital greeters.
They're really groaning under the strain, aren't they?
Cyclists. Heartless muggers.
To be fair, cyclists make sense.
Okay.
If I think there's cyclists about, I'm on edge.
Powerlight advocates of mass deportations. What? Okay, Peter. Peter
Today I'm being attacked by powerlight advocates of mass deportations, and he's never appearing on the podcast.
We've got plagiarists could be here. This is about the plagiarism scandal in Ivy League universities. Yeah, road rage incidents could be here. That's a good one. Fiends. That's a bit rude. Sledgehammer attackers. Wait, I'm sorry. Woman walking dog killed by sledgehammer attack. Yeah. All right. Don't worry about that one. But the meme goes on, and the problem is, the reason this became a meme is because a lot of media really suffers with just talking about, well, reality. When it goes a certain way, no problem, don't worry about it, but when it goes another way, don't. And this hit home recently because this is a good meme on the internet. I enjoy memes, they're good fun. But then you go and check your local news, and this increasingly seems to be the case in Britain too. I mean, Swindon. Man charged with Swindon town centre rape appears in court. And the images of the town centre.
The town centre itself did it.
Yes. It forced this man to engage in... Yeah.
No, the town centre itself is what did it.
Well, the town centre was raping women. The concrete was...
Obviously, I don't want to make light of that. It's a horrible story.
Yeah, it's grim. But the thing is, it's not uncommon. And as you can see, the Swindon advertiser here just decided to go with High Street. I think Bo is in here. There he is. Man from Swindon. Prince Kessie has been charged with rape. And he's just like, is he from Swindon, though? Is he? It's not where he currently resides. And, you look up the origin story of his last name, and it's Ghanaian. I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's the problem with all of the euphemisms, is that you hope, with news, accurate reporting, as you mentioned, that you'll be able to get the accurate information to be able to recognize and form patterns that will help you to navigate life.
Why you read the news?
Yes.
What's the point?
Well, if crime's up, who's committing the crime, so I can avoid the areas where those people are, or avoid those people if I see them in public, because I don't want to be a victim of crime.
or take precautions, or whatever else, or advocate for policy of how to solve the crime.
Yes.
There's a lot of things you can do with information.
I mean, that's the whole point of a media system in a supposedly democratic country, is that an informed citizenry makes better decisions.
So it's a bit weird if you're a journalist and your job instead is misinforming them or not informing them. So that's a story. And I just happened to notice this keeps going on. This is the BBC reporting on the same crime. Swindon man charged with rape in town centre, and they have an image of a stock image of police cars.
I guess it was a police officer. I mean, that would be the impression.
I love how they list as well. So it's a picture of the back of a police car, and then they put a little note underneath of the name of the rapist was arrested in the 23rd of March. Again, like he's the car, like we're watching the movie Cars or something. And the information here is, again, very little. It's just what it is. So
of Prospero Way. Oh, Prospero, that classic Shakespearean character. Literally, I'm sure that's exactly the sort of person that we wanted in Swindon when it was named that.
Was expected. But this goes on a bit as well, just to show. I found this outlet called Swindon Link. Again, not just about Swindon. It's about the fact that you get your local news.
And you just post a picture of a police car.
Swindon man found guilty of rape. Stock image of police car here. Okie dokie. Don't know why. Who knows? Who knows? And if you go to the actual source, I suppose I'll click on it and take a look at what might be the source of the police car doing the raping. As you can see here, Farid Tariq, 43. Yeah. Okie dokie. So that'll be why. They just didn't want to say, so they used a stock image. And the reason I mention this is because, as you can see, same outlet, Swindon Link, they don't actually have a problem with posting the image of the person charged. Like the Post back in the day, as you can see here. Well, that one's a bridge, to be fair. But
bridges could be here.
Yeah, I mean, if they're posting an image, I mean, sure, this one's censored, but, it's an image of the crime. They'll just show it. Whereas Swindon Link, yeah, for this one, this guy here, Swindon man jailed for sexual assault and rape. As you can see, this bastard has been sent to prison for 15 years. Jolly good. But in the previous one, police car. Okie dokie then. I mean, I love how they also say he's a taxi driver. They didn't even use a taxi image, but sort of splitting hairs there about this case. But
anyway. Still, a taxi car would have been
more representative,
more accurate, more informative.
And I just looked around and I found more. This one here. This is another situation where they were happy to post a picture. Woman is jailed for 14 months after making false rape allegations. I mean, that's good news. Yeah. Again, people going to jail for these things. Good. Is it true that Americans don't have that law?
I don't know.
I keep reading about MGTOWs. I mean, Americans let us know, but there's like MGTOWs in America who mentioned that if a woman accuses you of rape in the US, you just, too bad.
Surely it would fall under defamation or slander, libel. Surely it would fall under something like that.
But you'd have to bring a private prosecution against
I know in America, I don't know if it's the same over here, you can't slander the dead because they don't consider it to be slander, so you can just say anything about somebody who's dead.
We can do that here too.
Oh, good.
But anyway, getting back to this lady here has been sent to prison for making false rape allegations. And the last one here I found on their website, where they have the image freely available at a glance, is this one, which is 3 members of a human sex trafficking ring in Swindon. We're found guilty of rape and trafficking.
From Eastern Europe. Oh,
yes.
Who trafficked women from Eastern Europe.
They also raped them. So, as you see, 3 members of an organized crime group traffic women from Eastern Europe and exploit them as sex workers in Swindon and other places in the southwest. And as you can see, here are the suspects. And then they go on to mention that there's also a rape charge against some of them. Do you notice commonality?
Well, I noticed that they, at least the ringleader is foreign, Maciek Kozlowski. But
Peter Lebek.
Yeah, Peter Lebek.
Antaga Djokovic. That might also be a foreign name.
Yes.
Linda.
I can't see it. Grzybowska.
There we are. Right. So Kozlowski, Lebek, Jishushkova. They've all been done.
And you can see their images. Even though they're foreigners, they're a particular type of foreigner that you are allowed to show an image of.
Yeah. I mean, this is just something where I love the difference between ethnicity and race getting its spotlight in the modern world. Because we all know we live in mad times. And people like journalists or whoever else don't live in the real world, don't care about the truth. And instead are just there to push particular narratives. And the big one in the West, of course, is white people are evil. And this has taken place well, everywhere. Why do you have stock images when it's a brown suspect and photographs when it's white suspects when it's the same crimes or similar? I don't know. Just saying, expected behavior from the journos here. And it doesn't seem to make a difference about the ethnic group because, of course, these guys being as Polish as, well, Poland. I mean, I'm sorry, but these last names are also impronounceable. They're not a problem. That's something you can put up. The expected behavior of the journo is that these are fine, but the other ones, not so much. Police cars on trial. That's all I wanted to get at, really, which is that some things are expected, which I've sort of given up on electoral politics, that's for sure. Can't really use the news to try and inform you to change that.
No.
Seems to be the case.
Well, lots of people are giving up on electoral politics.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what got Galloway in, isn't it?
I mean, Beau got very forcefully given up on electoral politics.
Yeah, some people don't even choose to give up on electoral politics. They get chosen for them.
We appreciated that episode from the podcast of the Lotus Eaters. You can go to lotuseaters.com to get access to all the premium content that's on the site, such as the Contemplation series, this episode on Ruby Ridge. If you'd like to find out what else is being put out, you can follow on Twitter at lotuseaters_com on Twitter. Thank you and goodbye.